Okay, so if you own a DJI Osmo Action 4 and you're looking to buy an external microphone for it, watch this video first because you could be seriously disappointed. So I am a big fan of the action cameras by DJI. As an audio professional and an action cam enthusiast, I think that they are the best cameras to record high quality audio with, given the fact that they have unlocked USB-C functionality. And so last year I bought my Action 3 at launch day and I made this video. And for the past month, I've been trying to make a follow-up video for the Action 4, but I've hit a couple snags. First, apparently some other creators have already beat me to making this video. But second, and more importantly, I don't think that you can connect any mic or every mic to your DJI Osmo Action 4. And that's because I think that there is a massive audio bug that DJI has to fix before I can make a video like the one I made last year. So before we all get upset, I think that DJI actually can fix this with a firmware update, but they probably need some more information from us, the end users. So this video isn't intended to bash DJI about why some microphones work and some don't with their camera, but more like a resource where you and I can share which microphones are experiencing this problem, and hopefully DJI sees this video, takes all this information into account, and pushes out a firmware upgrade to make us all happy. So the audio problem that I've been running into is this. When I connect certain USB microphones to my DJI Osmo Action 4, and I turn on the camera from a cold start, meaning I haven't used it for a number of hours. When it runs through its startup checklist, it won't recognize my input as a USB microphone. But if I power off my camera, unplug my mic, power my camera back on, and then connect my microphone, everything seems hunky-dory. And while we're here, big props to DJI for actually listening to its end users and changing the microphone input icon to this green bar, which is, I think, a lot more useful than that small little mic icon that flashed red when you were clipping. So see, DJI does actually push out firmware upgrades that do help with audio improvements. Okay, so back to the audio bug. So now that we see that the camera recognizes the microphone, if we power the camera off and then power it back on, you can see that it now recognizes the mic as an audio input, which is how you would expect it to actually work. But we can replicate this bug by powering off our camera, pulling the battery, reinserting, and powering the camera back on. And as you can see, it runs through its startup checklist, including the battery level, and then it doesn't detect this microphone. And this isn't a problem that I had with the Action 3 ever. That camera was super reliable when it came to external audio. But you can see how this is frustrating, right? You have a microphone that works with your camera perfectly fine, except that it isn't recognized upon startup when you want to turn your camera on and start recording. And this is really a problem if you go a long time between recordings and then use the shutter button to power on the camera and start recording simultaneously. And then you record your whole segment unaware that your microphone actually wasn't recognized, only to have to go through this whole process of powering off and powering on and plugging and unplugging. And you can see where I'm going with this. So now that you know what the audio bug is, what microphones are affected? Well, I don't have every single USB microphone or USB audio input to test, but I can tell you that amongst the 10 or 12 different pieces of equipment that I connected to my Action 4, only 2 of them had this weird behavior. And the kicker is they are 2 microphones that I really want to use with my Action 4. Those are the Deity VMic D4 and the Sennheiser XS Lav. The Deity VMic D4 does have a USB output and a smart sensing connection, so I would connect it via USB-C to USB-C. And while the microphone does power on when the camera powers on, the Action 4 doesn't recognize it as an audio input. The Sennheiser XS Lav is a USB-C lav, and in my opinion, probably one of the lavs that I would recommend for motovlogging with the Action 4. It seems to have a lower sensitivity, the cable is extra long, it would probably work well mounted within a helmet or under a collar while you're riding your motorcycle. But unfortunately, because of this audio bug and its lack of reliability when it comes to powering on and being recognized, yeah, I can't make that recommendation just yet. But other gear that I've tested hasn't displayed this problem, including things like the Movo Double Mic UC, which is one of my favorite mics for my action cameras. The Comica VM10 Pro has no problems. The Boya BYK4 and Boya BYK2 adapters that I recommend highly don't have this issue. So you can feel free to connect any of your TRS microphones to the camera. And even things like my Zoom recorders, like the F3 and the H6, when they're put into USB audio interface mode, are still recognized by the Action 4 upon startup. But I by no means have an exhaustive list of USB-C devices that can plug into the Action 4. So if you have a microphone that is experiencing or displaying the same kind of behavior, let us know down in the comments below. Because like I said, the more information that we share, hopefully the more information DJI has to go back, take a look at this bug, and push out a firmware that helps us all. And once they do, I will finally make my how to connect almost any microphone to your DJI Action 4 video that I've been trying to work on for like the last month. So thanks for watching, thanks for your help, and we'll talk again real soon.